Okay, everybody, I'm going to try to take you back a little bit here on this thing here. Project LEMONDROP. Let me start this thing over. Let me open it up. Project LEMONDROP. I bought that car for 500 bucks. Not looking like that though, but looking like that. I like ugly cars. Boy, that car's ugly. But they're cheap because nobody wants them. They're ugly. So I'll do a 4-inch chop right there. Cheap help, meaning I got a cherry picker to help me with the roof. I work by myself. Now there's no post between the windows there. See that? Now it's a hardtop. I know, it looks kind of funny like that, huh? Look how far the trunk is away from that back window area. Actually, that's a 48 Cadillac back window. 3-piece. I paid 50 bucks for it. Sitting in weeds in some guy's backyard. The gutter, the drip rail gutter, I moved it back and down so it can go shape with according to the back way the window is in the back. I cut the top of that fender off to put it onto my fender because my fender had a high peak. As you can see right up on top there, it's got a peak on it. Now it's flat. Yeah, the center of the hood's cut out. I got crazy for a second there. And I put that 57 Chevy hood in there, spliced in. Yeah, I'm not afraid to do something over and over and over, as long as I got it the way I want it. See how close the fender is to the tire? I moved the wheel well up by cutting out a wheel well from that old 51 Merc. The front end was messed up. That bumper was a trial. Well, that's why I was changing hubcaps. I seen that back end of this Riviera. It's a 63. And I came up with this idea. Yeah. That little peak right there. There's my old hood. I can't. There it is. See? See the hood? That wasn't the front end. There's the back of the old trunk. I cut the top piece, the little piece sitting up there, and I slipped it over the back of that hood. And now look how close the trunk is to the big window. Now I got to cut it all up, reshape it, put ribs underneath to make it look like a trunk. All cut up, welded, and leaded. Ribs. And I made those hinges too. All this metal I'm using is garbage metal from wherever I can get it. It's different gauges, you name it. I built this thing with no money. I cut all the back end out. I mean, from that back window, from the back of the roof back, I had made everything. I made it, making a jig right there. That's where I can, there's the jig. All that metal has to give you exact measurements on where everything's got to go. You can see I'm making it come over the bumper. And it wraps around the bumper there. It's starting to come alive. Look at all that work. You're talking about. Look at that right there. See that little. There's a lot of work in this thing. Lots. That's an old Riviera trunk lid. The skin of the outside. I cut pieces out of that thing and used it for metal on my car. I didn't have no money. I didn't have no tools either. I was making whatever I can get. Found that pipe and I wrapped it around that pipe, tack welded it. So I can make the arch. So as you can see, I bent it over around that pipe. Put it there. It doesn't fit perfect. But that's where metalwork comes in. I got to start, All my tools were stolen. I had to start all over. But I made this car look like something that never was. It's the joy of it all. That license plate frame going around the Studebaker right there, I took it, shortened it, reshaped it, and put it on there, and it matches the bumper now. I made that skirt in one weekend. Flush mounted. Goes all the way to the bottom. Look at that. That's my baby. The inside trim, I gotta make all that. There's no end to this thing. It just keeps going and going and going. But that's her. I love it. That's my baby.